How's everybody doing? My name is Chris Lejean, lead developer on the project Triple X Tycoon. Now, if you watch Devplay numbers 1 and 2, you saw that I talked about some of the features that will be coming up in this episode, namely the scenes. But before I get into some of that, I want to get into some of the newer features, of course. If you're familiar with the project, you might be aware that we do like features. Although, of course, we've been having to dial it back a little bit for the sake of getting the game out. So, to the left-hand side of the screen, you might notice some new icons, right? News, notes, and save. Well, these were all there before, but we just kind of updated the presentation a little bit, right? Actually, on the top there, where you see the one, news is in place of call or contacts, which was used to be a tab. We decided that it really wasn't appropriate at this point in the game, and that later points we'll bring it back in some form or another. But we figured maybe do something a little more intuitive, a little more interesting, something a little more engaging, right? So obviously, main menu, no, not main menu, rather main interface. Typical, this is the things that we've posted before. This screen isn't particularly unusual. It's a motel, so. If you want to actually go ahead and check out how you get to the screen and a little bit of the intro we had in Devplay number 2. But anyway, I'll go ahead and we got a notification here. It says we have one new news clip, right? So let's check that out. Food to full litter, according to local wildlife expert Mike Hunt. There's been a sharp increase in stray cats along the pier. In an interview with Platinum, he said, "I've seen it. Them cats are getting down and dirty like it's 12:30. City officials suggest that the kitten boom could be a direct result of the raid on Pleasant Pets in light of a scandal involving cat-flavored dog food last year. So, in the game, hopefully, we can take some of these news clippings and actually apply it to what's going on in Port Pleasant, which, by the way, is the name of the city. So things like that, maybe go down to the pier and check out what's going on. Maybe there'll be a guy, in a sense, waiting to give you a type of side quest, right? So we would like to kind of connect the news with what's actually going on in the city and connect the people in the city to the performers that, or to the particular talent that you might have coming through the doors of your business, whatever that may be. So anyway, record. Again, these are things you've seen before, so I won't go too much into it. If you really want to, read some of the text and hear some more commentary on the interface, you can go check out Devplay 2. So let's go ahead and hire talent. Now, he made very few changes to the hiring interface, but there's been some implementation in the past couple weeks that have kind of fleshed it out a little bit. So if you look on the right-hand corner next to Ann Avery's name here, you see a little contract. I could go ahead and click that. Now what that is that's a term sheet in a sense. What you could do at some point is negotiate terms or negotiate the terms of the contract rather with the performer. In this case, Ann Avery says, what terms? I'm only doing this once. Some performers, just like in real life, just kind of in it for the money. This is kind of a one-off thing for Ann Avery. Maybe she'll come back, maybe she won't. Maybe she likes the scene she did. Maybe she made a lot of money. Maybe she will come back, right? So it really just depends on them. And so a lot of the work going into the game has been AI-based. We have a pretty heavy emphasis on the relationships you have with your performers in the game. Now, there are traits over there. The traits system has actually been a little overhauled. Lesbian dominant, exhibitionist, solo, macroglosia, which it means a long tongue. It's a medical term for having a long tongue. So those are her traits. And in the past we had, it was a little bit abstract, right? BB, BG, TG, so on and so on and so on. These were industry terms, but it wasn't as intuitive or interesting as we think these are. So we'll go ahead and let's just hire Ann Avery here. 420? 420, ha! And so now you got Beefy here. He's a dominant guy, right? Hypersexual. He prefers group scenes, and he's got 7-inch dick. Great. Latron, gay, male, dominant, also hypersexual, solo, and he's got 8-inch. And he wants 375. He's 19, Beefy's 32. We'll go with the younger guy. We'll go with Latron here. 370, off from 360. That works for him. And I'm going to go ahead and exit the screen here. Now, the way this works is I can kind of just go ahead and hit record again. You can also hit the talent tab, which brings up the talent you have. But this kind of streamlines the process, and it's removes the need for kind of extra buttons, right? So, obviously pairing, I'm not sure if I got into that in the Devplay episode 2, but we'll go ahead and start pairing performers here. So, whoever you pair first is your star, actually. Whoever you pair second is kind of co-star, I guess. So these are performers. And Avery and Latron. Let's go ahead and continue. Schedule it for today. To the left here, you see this little tab icon. Today, we're shooting porn. Your talent has arrived. Keep an eye out for drunk or high performers. Try interacting with them beforehand. Right? Now, go ahead and hit continue. Again, for the sake of the video, I know the last videos have been, around 8 minutes or so. I try not to go that far, but sometimes, there's a lot. There's so much in the game, and there's so much more to add to the game that sometimes it can be. Sometimes you just gotta do it justice, right? So continue, and they kind of walk into the room here. Also, Hervey, his assistant producer, who you see kind of leisurely flipping through a magazine there. Nothing much going on, right? This is one of my favorite parts. Again, you notice that the record button comes to play a lot. This is kind of our attempt to streamline the gameplay a little bit. So, one button might do 5 things, 3 things, 2 things, and 1 thing, and so on and so forth. Boom. To the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, you will see the shoot timer. To the left-hand side of the screen, you will see the performer's heads. Next to there's arousal meter and stamina meter. The arousal meter is the red meter. The stamina meter is the green meter. These kind of hey, look at that. So actually, what I should note here is that the arousal is going up on one of these performers, and it really seems not to really be into it. I feel like I'm like a sports announcer now. The scene's getting a little hot. You can see Herbie might start sweating here. How about we go ahead and switch positions? Anna Reed's on top. It's a vain attempt to get her going, but it's not really working out. I think she was a lesbian, so she might not be too into this. Later on, say you got a gay male. Actually, Latron's a gay male. I think she's a lesbian. So in this case, for the sake of this, I'm playing a dev alpha right now. But once the game's done, you might have to pay them extra money. It's all about negotiation. It's all about kind of social tactics you might use to kind of get a leg up in the industry. The timer to the bottom right-hand corner is the game's real-time mechanic in a sense. So 23 minutes is 24 minutes and so on is time passing in Port Pleasant. Now, what we just added, which I think is super cool, is combos. So you hit space, up 1, down 4, and now we go into doggy style. Now that's 30-minute mark. Latron seems to be pretty into it. We could end the shoot at any particular time, but that stuff's not done yet, right? This is classified. So, like I said, I just wanted to show you a little bit of the shoot mechanics. I know people have been asking about it. If you haven't joined the mailing list, please do. You can find that at joytoilet.com. That's joy-toilet.com. You'll find the email field on the homepage. The site's under construction at the moment. Triple X Tycoon.com if you want to check out the game. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/joytoilet, no spaces. You can find me on Twitter at DupeLejoy, LEJOY. And stay tuned for episode 4.